So on the 11th day of Christmas, my true love gave me 11 pipers piping. So I'm going to be doing my top 5 male characters in fantasy. Starting off with Dalinar Kholin from Stormlight Archives by Brandon Sanderson. He's a really interesting character. He's a warlord who regrets his past, but not in like a traditional, oh no, I'm a monster type of way, but he actually regrets his past and is actively trying to make the world a better place. And I don't want to go into spoilers because pretty much anything you talk about with him would be spoilers, but he's an amazing character. He's very strong, and I adore him. He's awesome, and everyone should pick up the book Oathbringer, which goes into his backstory. It is the 3rd book in the Stormlight Archives, and it's just great. So then I'm going to go to the next one, which is going to be... It's not going to be Harry Dresden from the Dresden Files. It's actually going to be Michael Carpenter, who is a side character in the series, and just one of my favorites, because he's very religious. There seems to be like a tendency in especially fantasy, where the religious person is treated as an idiot, or out of touch with reality, or just not really a good person in general. And Michael Carpenter is actually a very righteous person, not a self-righteous person. He's actually just a very good guy. He's a moral compass to Harry when Harry needs it, and he is a really amazing character who is very dedicated to his religion and his family, but goes out of the way to help people, not just people that also worship the way he does. Because frankly, no one really worships the way he does. He's genuinely a godly man, and I like seeing that represented in fantasy, where it's not just like, you know, some asshole spouting religious nonsense. Next, it's going to be Professor Lyle from Solus by Gail Carringer. Professor Lyle is smart, he is funny, he's witty, he's a werewolf. I'm not a big fan of the werewolf, but he is the beta werewolf in the Wolsey pack of London, and it's great. He is awesome. He's a highly manipulative character. I don't want to go into spoilers, but he's very smart, and he more or less pulls the strings behind the curtains of the Wolsey pack. At least that's my opinion. And I just really like the way he's portrayed, because despite being a very manipulative person, he's doing it for the best interest of the pack, but not necessarily the members of the pack, which I really like. He's trying to do what he thinks is right, even if he's kind of going about it the wrong way. Up next is going to be Skeeve, or the Great Skeeve, from Robert Asprin's Myth Adventures series. It's my favorite series still. I mean, Stormlight Archives is definitely going to surpass it one day, but currently it sits on the top. It is a series that covers 20-something books, and even is going on past the death of the writer Robert Asprin, being continued by Jodi Lynn Nye, who I've talked about is also one of my favorite female writers. Skeeve is a super interesting character because these books do not revolve around just being strong, but more about being smart, and there's a lot of character development in them over the books. You see Skeeve go through depression, feeling useless, you go see him battling with alcoholism, and it's just super interesting. I really enjoy it, watching that journey, and I think it's one of those instances where you only really love the character maybe because you spend so much time with them, because they're just always there, they're always growing, becoming better people, or becoming worse people for a period of time. And there's also a certain sentimentality to it. I've been reading these books since I was probably, I don't know, 15, 16, so they hold a very special place in my heart, and I love them. I love most of the characters. I love all the characters in the main cast in here, and it's just great. And that's going to bring me to number 1. And this is actually number 1 He is currently my favorite character in fantasy, and that is also going to be from the Stormlight Archives, but it's the character of Tefft from the Stormlight Archives, whom, again, not to go into spoilers, is basically he's an addict with a very traumatic past, who, despite hating himself, tries to make the world a little bit better, though not all the time. He has his own hatred for people and his own issues, but he's a character that I just love to read. I love his points of view. I love the plot twists that involve him. I love how him and Dalinar kind of ride the line between like the wise mentor for Kaladin in the series, and I really look forward to seeing where he goes. I'm hoping he doesn't meet the fate as like most mentors do, where, you know, he dies, but he probably will. It seems like this book isn't going to have a lot of death in it when the series gets to that point, but I really, really like him. I wish we get to see more of his backstory. And I'm being fidgety because I'm tired and also hyper at the same time, because I got a lot to do today, because I've just been working a lot lately. Hopefully, things will get better soon. I will see you guys all later. You have a great one. Again, Happy New Year, and I'll see you later. Bye.